No. Okay. So welcome everybody. This will be very special, I hope, because I know his work very well, and I will just introduce Javier Jimenez Iniesta, who is here tonight. Welcome him and his beautiful Studio Animal. Later you might explain why it's called Animal, but I can imagine why. So Javier is architect, designer, and founder of Studio Animal that is based in Madrid and in Barcelona. He graduated with honors from the Alicante School of Architecture in 2007. He combines his professional activities with teaching and academic research. Currently, he directs the master's program in creative direction for retail at IED and is visiting professor here in Elizaba. So welcome officially. It's a real pleasure to having you here tonight. The studio's project portfolio ranges from small-scale industrial design and brand image planning to comprehensive conceptual spatial design, including ephemeral architecture. Spatial interventions and living environments are undergoing a thorough redefinition and reorganization, always in pursuit of an optimistic future for the potential inhabitants of the created design. In all the projects, Studio Animal works closely with great consideration to the needs and wishes of the client to achieve the best possible outcome for the initial request, which generally far exceeds expectations. The unique atmosphere that the works exudes is characteristic and is due to the use of striking color palettes that are combined with geometric shapes and unconventional room layouts, which actually create breathtaking spaces that evoke emotions. Studio Animal's work is rewarded with numerous national and international awards, including the Pasaje Iguzzini Award, the FUD Award, the ADG Laos Award, the International Media Award from China, just to mention a few. It has also been widely published in various specialized magazines such as Domos, On Design, well, On Diseño, which is Spanish, Detail, Frame, Arbitrare, and many others. So what particularly fascinates me is the surprising freshness and distance from any stylistic preconceptions. Studio Animal pushes boundaries with projects that are definitely unconventional and pursue a unique, inventive approach, sometimes maybe a bit playful, but always thoughtful, always sensitive in its response to what is requested. Each project aims to create an individual design solution for the individual contemporary client that ultimately is thought-provoking, I think. Yeah. Okay, thank you for being here tonight again. And yeah, let's see what you have for us. Thanks.
Thank you very much. What a nice words. Thank you. Thanks for coming on Friday afternoon with sun in Barcelona. It's a pleasure being here. I would like to, well, first of all, I apologize in advance for my English. I'll do my best, I promise. I would like to start talking about our practice a little bit. Daniela has said very nice words talking about that, but I'm trying to explain our work not with our projects, but I would like to explain how and why of our practice. No? And I would like to talk about our approach, our references. I think it's very interesting for you to know how we work more than on what we work. No, we will see for sure some projects. Don't worry, but for me it's interesting to explain that, and I think it's interesting for you. This is an image I'm in love. It's a picture from Martin Parr. I don't know if you know him. He's a very important photographer, and in this image you can see a beach in Japan. The thing is that, as you can imagine, this is not a real beach. It's an artificial beach. So this is an interior. It's not an exterior. No? So we are an indoor practice. We decided when we founded the studio to work only in the interior architecture with a kind of desire that was making architecture in the interior of the architecture. No? So I'm going to try to explain these things with these references I'm going to show you. This is a project we made in 2018. It was my first touch with Elisava, and they called me and they said, like, we like your project. We were starting almost, and we like your projects. We like your approach to architecture. We know you want to make things different from other people, and we would like to try what happens if we make a commission with you. So I decided to propose this project that is called This Is Not a Stand. This is a booth in the Feria de la Enseñanza, I think it's called like that, and it's to show the school to new students and to engage people. And we made this project that I don't show because I don't show regularly because it's old, but it's a project that I love because it's the first time we explored the potential of steps. We have a lot of projects like seeing what happens with diagonal space, some retail projects, some houses, but this was the first time we proposed to explore this diagonal space. No, so it's an important project for us. Leonardo Benevolo, that is an historian, architecture historian, one of the most important in the history of architecture, say this statement, all is interior. It's super powerful for us, no? And we think all the time about these images of Buckminster Fuller. I don't know if you know him. I'm going to tell you a lot of names. I don't know if you know them, but it's important for me to you to understand that references are not only Pinterest. References are what happened in the history of architecture, in the history of design, and you as students and as new designers should know that it's super important to know what happened before you, no? And what people have made. I'm teaching. I love teaching, and in my classes, Pinterest is forbidden. If I catch somebody looking Pinterest, is completely out of the class, and it's not because I hate Pinterest. Pinterest is a really good tool, but you know how to use it. You must know that what you are looking for probably is not in Pinterest, and what you are looking for probably is in history and inside of you and in your background. And then in Pinterest, what you can see is what is happening right now. That is like a kind of fashion exercise, no? But we are not looking to be trendy. We are looking to do our work and what we feel, and all of us, what we want is to give to our clients our own way of working, no? So this KitKat, sorry. We come back to the all is interior statement. This is a Buckminster Fuller image, and this is another one of the same project. It's a dome that that he was like dreaming for New York, and he was like exploring the capacity of the artificial technology to generate climate and perfect conditions for have a big interior. No, so his proposal was like making this huge dam over Manhattan, and to have a part of the city like if it was an interior controlled. Thermical and acoustical and all of these things that are like called like comfort. No, this kind of dream for us is really important to understand this statement of all is interior. We have been working since 2016, and from this year this first year, we have been drawing. We love drawings. We love drawing. We draw all the time, and we have been drawing all the projects we made and we built in an axonometric view, and we are putting all the drawings in the same super drawing that is draw that we call an interior world, and for us this is a kind of interior urbanism. They are all in the same scale, so you can see super little projects and huge projects like Arcobip, for example. Those you can see on the right of 1,000 meters, but you can see here a little element that is like 1 square meter, for example. No, so for us, it's not important the scale. It's not important the program. We work in all of these projects in the same way, trying to explore spatial conditions and trying to give an answer to our clients. The wild interior is like I'm going to tell you a little story about this statement, the wild interior. This is Roar. Roar is the biggest crash in the history of Hollywood, I think. It's like mm, it's one of the most expensive film in the history of cinema, and it was like a failure, a super failure. Um, I'm not interested in this film. If you want, you can see it. It's not a really good movie. It's funny. I'm going to show you the trailer because it's super funny, and then I can explain you why I'm interested in this history. Oh, no se oye. Lo hemos probado antes. Ya. This. Um, well, I can explain you the. Yeah, if you want, and but I can advance a little bit if you want. So, sorry. I continue. I can explain. I don't need it really. You can see it on YouTube, as you can see. So this story is not about the film. Actually, it's about the meta story that is behind the film. No, Noel Marshall is the director of this film. Is one of the best and most important producers of the golden age of Hollywood, 60s, 70s, more or less. He produced mm, uh, all the films of Alfred Hitchcock, for example. So Noel Marshall met Tippi Hedren, that was a kind of superstar, and they fell in love, and they made a kind of honeymoon trip to Africa. Okay, so you can. ¿Quieres probar qué pasa? Sí, pues que lo probamos y funcionó. He probado con esta y he probado con esta y ninguna de las dos. Funcionaba.
when he roars like thunder. Roar. And the
Oh, I finished explaining the history, and then I show you the trailer. Tipi and Noel went to Africa, and they fell in love with the savannah, with the landscape of Africa, and they went crazy with this imagery, and they decided to make this movie together. This is a movie filmed with 150 savage animals, and it was a completely horror. Imagine what happens when you are like working with animals that you have no control over them. So dozens of accidents, lot of injuries. Like, it was crazy. Every producer left the project, all the producers, and they left alone in Africa. And there was Noel Marshall, the director, and the protagonist, and Tippi Hedren, and Melanie Griffith, that is the daughter of Tippi Hedren, and she was like 15. Melanie Griffith, I don't know if you know her. It's a kind of super star, well known in Spain, because she was the couple of Antonio Banderas, and her first surgery, aesthetic surgery, was in this film with 15, because a lion, I don't know how to say. Tore off her jaw completely, no, in this film. So this is like a kind of TV program, no, like with the. But they finished the film. They sold all their properties in LA to finish the film, and the film was, as I said, a crash. It was a completely disaster, and it didn't work. But here you can see it's very interesting to see.
And the storm has come and gone, and while the road was long, the spirit
The images are amazing for sure.
Here we are in
it's crazy.
This is a madhouse. No, it is. It's just like life. You get the funny with the tragic.
Here we are in Eden, though we hope to stay, almost slipped away. See the shadow of the eagle in the sunrise. Hear the music of the children in the moonrise. Feel the power of the lion when he roars like thunder. Roar!
But you could get killed. The cat's got a little extra. Yeah, that's all. Oh.
Why did you bring us here? We're just gonna die.
Roar! And do you know what your friends are probably doing to your family right now? They are eating. Shut up. Roar! Whose land is this? This is my land. Roar! Roar!
So it's funny, the film, actually. Exactly. Okay, so this is a screenshot of the film when a lion jumps in a dinner suddenly. What I love the most is these pictures that Michael Rougier made. Ojo, in in LA mansion of TP and Noel. This is the house of Noel and TP Hedren in LA, and they decided to adopt a lion. They went completely crazy. So this is Neil the lion, and he lived with the family. This is Melanie Griffith sleeping with her friend, and this is the lion in the kitchen. You can see, no? And this amazing picture, I finished this history, this meta history of the history with this picture. TP Hedren reading the LA Times. And what I love of this image of Michael Rougier is that for us, this is a kind of resume of what we want in Studio Animal. So here you have risky business, no? Here you have a kind of optimism, and here you have lack of prejudice. If you close a little bit your eyes, it's really difficult to see where start the person, where finish the hair of TP and start the hair of the lion, where starts the lion and finish her tail or his tail in this case, and start the carpet, and where finish the carpet and start the furniture and the walls. So we have a kind of mixture that condense this imagery of risk, sense of humor, color, I don't know, all the most of the strategies we try to use when we work in the office. I'm going to start talking about houses. I don't know if you know this project. Do you think this is a house? Is this a house or is a museum or is a kind of ruin? We love these controversial questions, and we love to make to our clients also, and to show this kind of projects to our clients. This is the house of John Soane. John Soane was a very important architect in London in the first and in the beginning of the 20th century, and he made this house to live there for sure, but also to put and collect all the objects he has been buying during his life. So what happens when you think about the life of a person that is going to live in a space, no, in a house? I love putting these two images together on top. You can see a photogram of Odyssey, Space Odyssey, I don't know, from Stanley Kubrick. I don't know if you have seen this movie. If not, you must. And this is an image of how he imagined the International Spatial Station in 2001. Okay, and here you have the International Spatial Station in 2001. So it's really interesting to put these two images together and to try to understand why they are so different, no? And what happens is that living in the space couldn't be never ever minimalism, no? Because it's too dangerous if you need to push a button that has to take off of the ship, for example, in 5, and you have 5 seconds, and you are trying to look where is the button, no? Or for example, no. So this kind of noise, spatial noise we have in this image, is the kind of space we are interested in, and this noise is made only because of the use of the space. No? It's a kind of mixture between the space itself, the user, and all the things you do in the space. No? And you need to have at hand, no, and fast, and the use of this space is what configures the image of the space, no. So I'm going to show you this this project that I'm making from, I think, 2015, and it's a project that it is not finished. But it's a work that we are doing with the Eames House. You know, the Charles and Ray Eames are a couple. I suppose you know, and I suppose you went to the to see the conference of I don't remember the name. Demetrios, no? Yeah. Yeah, and she was here in Barcelona in Elisava talking about the Eames, no? So, okay. Well, this is not a project about the Eames House, but it's a project about the life in the Eames House, no? So, Ray Eames did this film, House After 5 Years of Living, and she was like making pictures of the house, but not this kind of pictures, not the pictures of architecture, but the pictures of what happened inside of the house in 5 years of living there. So we were interested, we made these drawings interested in exploring the importance of the objects and the biography of the inhabitants of an space. No, so here you can see the house empty, and the house with all the objects, and how important is here this presence of all the things they had. No, so we collected all the pictures that exist of this house, and we started to catalog it in years, and trying to explore and to look for the year that each object appeared in the house, with all these photos, and we draw it with AutoCAD in axonometric view year by year. We are doing this work today because it's like unfinished, and it's like infinite. We don't know when we are going to finish. But we have this kind of drawings. You can see here the architecture of the house, no? And when architecture appears all these elements and all these stories about the house, no, like the first Christmas presents and blah blah. No, I'm not going to explain you all the drawings, but you can see here how the house changes within the years, and with the inhabitants, and with what happened in those. This, for example, is a photograph session for Vogue in this house, no? Or this is a kind of party with monjas, how I can say, monks, with a lot of monks, nuns, and you can see objects are appearing all the time because they were like traveling all the time, and they made a lot of travels, and they collected a lot of things like souvenirs. No? Here you can see in red the first year of the house, and in blue the last year of them living there. No? And here you can see some photos. You can see here this Christmas presents moment. But, for example, here Charlie Chaplin having a dinner in Japanese dinner. This is the model of Vogue, for example. Here are some pictures only, but you can see here the monks, like the nuns. And then the house were empty to refurbished, and they made like some dinners to get money, and they made like some shootings for Herman Miller with the furniture of the Eames, and suddenly the house transforms into another thing, no? A kind of museum, a kind of restaurant, or a kind of shooting site, no? We made it with, as I have told you, with AutoCAD. All these books are like, we are like putting the names of the books now in AutoCAD, yeah. All these elements are real and exist and has an origin from China, from India, I don't know. And all these books are like Giacometti books, and the thing is that we cannot finish that because I am always searching for pictures, and there are always new pictures that I haven't seen and that have something that we haven't drawn. So it's like it's infinite, this process. I am not. I haven't been in the house. This is a good thing too. But for example, we now are drawing. Well, this is the year that the house was empty, and we draw it with the works of the people recovering the original. And I recently, this is completely crazy. I found some pictures of the earthquake in LA, and I decided to draw it too because I think it's an important moment of the house. And we are now, I'm not showing you because it's on process, but we are now drawing all this mess in the kitchen and blah blah. Houses for us are like this game. Making houses is like playing to Guess Who, and I'm not going to explain you every project we make, but I would like to show you how different they are, and it is because they are completely different clients. So this is a trap music maker, and this is a cooker, and this is Elia is a kind of engineer, but she's completely crazy and she wanted to make this kind of cloud. This is my house. Well, as you can see, they are so different, but all of them works with the presence of the client and the importance of the color and the psychology of the color related to the client. This is another concept I wanted to show you, the fake interior. This is my favorite architectural project ever. This is the Olympic Theater in Vicenza from Andrea Palladio, and it's a project from 1580. It looks like Las Vegas. It could be a kind of architecture from Las Vegas. That I love this project because of the history, like Roar, the history that is behind. not only because of the project that is a kind of masterpiece. This is the first covered theater, interior theater in the history of architecture. So imagine that somebody comes and says to you, you have to do the first indoor theater in the history. No, they till here they were making the Roman style theater that is exactly the same like this, but opener. No, it's like, so Palladio decided to maintain this typology and make a Roman theater, but he decided to make some tricks to looks like an open-air theater. So he made this amazing false ceiling with a super realistic painting of the sky. This is in 1580 a kind of super technological advanced decision, because it's completely plain and but super huge ceiling. And he decided to open the theater on its back to the city. No, so you can see the some streets of Vicenza from the theater when you are looking. They are playing here theater or opera or whatever. No. I studied the project and I wanted the drawings, and suddenly I discovered something really strange, that in this elevation we have some parts of the draw that are in perspective. No, you can see here this. No, and you think, what is happening here? No, why this part of the draw is in perspective and the other part is not in perspective? So you understand suddenly when you see the section of the building that Palladio builds another building behind the building on the back to build these false streets that we saw in the pictures. So you have the illusion that you are seeing the streets of Vicenza, but actually what you are seeing is a kind of scenography with a perspective trick. In Spanish is called trampantojo. That is a word that I love, and the importance of the building and the scenography is like the same, more or less, in scale. No, what happens is when you study the history of the project. On the left, you have the plan of the building of that Palladio drawn. Palladio died 1 year before the opening, so he didn't see the project finished. And then Scamozzi, that was his left hand, well said, designed the set design for the first opera on the opening of the building, that was Edipo the King. And this thing we have seen here, it is a work of Scamozzi, actually. Palladio didn't know nothing about that. The most amazing thing is that when you visit this building, nobody explains you that this thing. No, nobody explains you that this is an scenography. You only try to understand what is happening. No, and you can see, when you know the history, that decoration, set design, interior design, and architecture here has been living together, and they are indivisible forever and ever. No, so the importance of the interior design, the importance of the stage, the decoration, the colors and the technology and all the illusions that Palladio made with his tricks, and are all one thing. No, and this is a kind of a statement for us too, no? Like, how important is the decoration, talking about architecture, no? It's, and how it's important are the interiors in the architecture. Here you can see an axonometric view of the project, and this is Las Vegas, with some technological problems, but at the end, more or less, exactly the same. I don't know, 1,000 years later, no? We have here some decorates, no? Some stages. I don't know how to name it, but this is the day by day of all of us, and what we try to create is experiences that changes a little bit your day by day, and all of these pictures are by the moment shops. All of them, as you can see, completely different. And of course, I want to tell you something about painting, not art, but painting, the material, the paint. And here are some data. 1 micron is equal to 1,000th of a millimeter, so 1 micron is like nothing. 100 microns are 0.1 millimeters. In a wall, in a regular wall like this, you have the 0.1% of the section with paint, only a 0.1%. It's like nothing, no? But how important is the paint and the color to transform and to create and to generate the atmosphere and the final image of the space, no? This is one of my favorite films and ever and never, and this is one part that I love that I want to show you. It's the end. I don't know, all of you, no? So this is not a spoiler because this is the end of the film. But it's very nice to. Doesn't work. Again, yeah. I have to make like this and this. I don't know why, but well, you remember, no? Truman is like trying to escape from. Now it doesn't work. Nothing, no? Okay. No, it doesn't sound. Nothing. So this is the moment when Truman discovers, and this is amazing, no? The moment he discovers that he has been living in a kind of Buckminster Fuller dome I shown you in the beginning of the conference, no? So what I love of that is that this simple technology, super simple technology, it's a pladur, no? It's a board wall painted with 0.1% of the section with paint, and creates this illusion for all his life that he was watching the sky, no? And it was like completely false, no? So we are really interested in generate this illusion, no? Of illusions in when we are inhabiting spaces, no? Painting is really important. I don't know if you know polychromy, this technical that Greek temples were made, and we now know these buildings like this. But when Greek people were living there, it was like this. What a difference, no? And this is Le Corbusier and Charlotte Perriand project, L'Unité d'Habitation, and how different it is to see this project in black and white, as everybody has shown us in the School of Architecture and the books and the history of architecture, shown us the Le Corbusier, Alvar Aalto, and all the masters projects in black and white. And suddenly when you visit these projects are like this, and it's like a big surprise, no? Because suddenly you go to a project of Alvar Aalto, and you know them, you know him, and you imagine that Alvar Aalto interiors are like wood and black and white, and no, and suddenly you have a lot of interiors completely yellow, and with such an amazing colors, or the colors of Le Corbusier, for example, all the works of Le Corbusier with a lot of concrete, for sure, but they are plenty of colors. And it's really important for me to say that the good architecture and the architecture we love, and the architecture that everybody says that are the masterpieces, is a really colorful architecture, not a gray architecture. That I think it's important to say that these things, no, and to reivindicate is the color is not a frivolidad. I don't know. It's it's on purpose. Yeah, yeah. This is the what appeared in Google when you put it Studio Animal some years ago, and now you put in and appear this kind of landscape of colors, and we are really happy and proud of this kind of landscape we are creating. And now I'm going to explain you 3 or 4 projects. I don't know if we have time. I'm going to be really fast. This project with only one color, okay? I'm going to do this. 1 color, 2 colors, 3 colors. Monocolor, this is a project we made in Design Hub here in Barcelona this year. And we made an exhibition based on the ocean imagery. All the content of the exhibition was the technology and the relationship with the ocean. So we decided to work with this change of relation with the space that you have when you are floating in the sea, and you have like you are not talking about up and down, and you talk about deep, and suddenly your relationship with the with your environment change completely, no? You are like you don't have a floor. Is what is happening is that you don't have a floor and you don't have references, no? So we try to create this kind of perception of the space, no? This is the space we were working on. We decided to work all the time. We work with the space and with the existing conditions of the places we are working on. And we had this technical sailing, and we decided to work with it from the beginning. You have these lines that are technical lines. You have light lines and you have structured lines. So what we decided to do is we started with this diagram of this exploration of the sea, and we decided to create this kind of sensation and to reproduce this kind of section related to the false ceiling of the building, and what we tried to do is to have a section exactly equal to the plan of the project. So we worked with the section and the plan. It looks like the same drawing, no? So we draw this plan, and you could, when you arrived to the exhibition, you could enter from these 10 entrances, and you can explore the installation like in a free way, no? This is the plan, the final plan, and we worked with this material that is the blue color, first of all, and second with the blue lights. We designed the light with Cube, that they are a friend of us and they are masters of light. And the third material was like these huge curtains, 7 meters high and 30 meters long. And we created these kind of corridors, like abyss, no, like an abyss, and making this folding with lines and creating these forms that are all the time suggesting the C majority. And then we created some furniture that we pretend to make it like invisible. You can see here some, and this kind of wave tables that move all the time because they are like super thin. Two Colors is this project we made with Marta Pazos in Madrid, and this is probably the most special project we have made because suddenly Marta Pazos, that is a theater director, called me and made me the commission of designing the scenography of a circus, and it was like amazing for me. No? I was in New York, my first time visiting an exhibition in the Whitney Museum of Alexander Calder, and a lot of years ago, and I discovered, I didn't know until that day, that Alexander Calder designed a circus, and he made a circus for her cousins, nietos, is cousins? No, grandsons, and he designed a lot of sets and like people making like things, different things. You can see the video in YouTube. It's really amazing because it's like colored like a kid playing with toys made by him. And that day I said, I want to make a circus, no? And I have forgotten this thing until Marta phoned me and told me this story, and suddenly appears this idea, and I said, Marta, I want to make a circus. No, it's like a great. I cannot imagine a better commission. No, so I started looking for the history of this circus. Is that it was a party of anniversary of a thing that that happened in Madrid for 2 years, 60 years ago, where rockers, rock people and circus people were together in the morning, in the Sunday morning. The rock people were finishing party, and they went to Circo Price, that is the place that the Circo were, and they played rock during the ensayos. I don't know how to say the rehearsals of the circus of the afternoon. So it was really amazing to see this kind of landscape of mixture between rock and circus, no? So the the um, the opera was like about this mixture. So we were looking for this imagery of rock and circus, and for sure David Bowie's probably the reference, no? This guy is like a guy from the space, for sure, but it's from the circus. Is he from the rock? We don't know, and we decided to work with these two colors, with red and and blue, and we started to see a lot of references about the using of these colors and how these colors could create a kind of scenography. This was really radical to when we were explaining the project to Marta, and it was super radical. Like, we only want to have these two colors in all the opera, no? And Marta said, "Okay, I like it." No, she was like, "Okay, let's do it." No, and then we had the blue color for the rock musicians, and we have the red color for the circus people, and we use this chapiteau, that it's a kind of sailing that has this place, and put down to generate a kind of compressed red space. And we were like wrapping all the space in red during 2 weeks, more or less, wrapping with carpets, with vinyl, with paint. This is the plan of the theater. Is in Spain we have only 3 circus theaters. This is one, and we decided to put in blue all the part of the rock stage, and in red all the part of the circus. But during the performance, we are like changing the materials and removing layers, and the blue appears and disappears as the people and the dresses are like red and blue, for sure. This is the chapiteau I explained you, and we put down to compress the space, because the space is super huge, and we decided to have this smaller space. And these are strategies about working with red and blue and appearing and disappearing people, like a magician. This is Alice in Wonderland, and this is Cheshire the cat that is invisible sometimes. And here you have how we worked with Pier Paolo Alvaro, that was the designer of the customs, and we decided to make these strategies of some parts in red with a background red disappear, and some parts in blue with a background blue disappear. But suddenly, if you have some parts of your body in the other color, you have the illusion of floating. No? There are a lot of people dancing, the musicians, no, like instruments floating in the space. And this is the result. This is a series of photos of Jose Evia. This is the moment you enter to the performance, and Nuno Meira, he was the light designer, made these lights, these red lights, and you cannot see in a natural way, and you saw everything in red, everything. Your skin, everything was red, no? With the help of the light, because actually everything was red, because everything was painted or wrapped, but the light suddenly transformed you into red. And this space that was 360, it was really important. When you are looking the performance, you are looking the people that are looking the performance in the other part of the scenario. So all the people are into the performance. No, so we needed all the people transformed in these colors. No, we were talking about making a kind of ¿cómo se dice cuando dice dress code or something like that, but we decided to do this like more democratic. And you can see here some parts of the performance where actors are like removing the floor, no, and appearing suddenly like magic, the blue above, no, and how the scene changes completely with these colors, only with two colors, no. It generates a kind of virtual. It looks like you are watching toys moving. It was like really strange in live, but it was like amazing, and it was all the time like your brain had to be working because blue and red, and we knew that generates a kind of no, it's like you have to be. It's like a bit stressing all the time because it's like a kind of blurring, and it creates a kind of moire or something like that. It was like super strange, but super interesting. Here you have the actors, really good actors, and musicians. Here like playing, and it was very nice because they were like hidden in the walls, and suddenly they was like stopped, and suddenly they moved, and you discovered that they were people floating for sure in circus, animals in the circus. And this was the only one character that was in black and white. That was the censorship. That was the reason, because this in the original rock and circus ends. No, the suddenly Atocha Street, that is one of the most important streets in Madrid, was completely full of people dancing in the Monday morning, in the Sunday morning. They suppose they had to be in the church, but and suddenly it was finished, no, by and three colors, and this is the last I'm going to explain you. I don't know if you have visited the Llum Festival in Barcelona. It's a really important festival, international festival related with light and space. And Maria Well, that is the curator, called us to make an intervention this year, working for sure with color and with light. And we decided, and she explained me by phone, like this year we are talking about transition, about the transition between the day and the night, about transit, no, of stages, no, and transit for me from the beginning is like, I'm from Albacete, but I speak Catalan very well, and transit for me is tráfico, it's traffic, and I was like directly thinking about traffic lights all the time, like color, transit, that is transit in Catalan, color, traffic lights, no? It's like, it cannot be another thing, no? So I remember this work of Richard Wentworth that it's photographing all the time, like things that you see in the street in a very special moment, no? Like they're suddenly transformed this ordinary scenes into an extraordinary scenes. No? So for me, a traffic light could be one of these elements, no? That transforms the atmosphere of a place. No? I was looking a lot of time works with traffic lights because I couldn't believe that nobody never worked with traffic lights in art, and nobody, and it was like, okay, let's do that. And we were interested in this kind of images, no? Like generating this atmosphere, not only in the object, that is really important, but in what what can create this object, no? And for sure, in this code, that it's a kind of code of on-off, it's a switch, no? And this thing that what is really extraordinary is to see a traffic light with different lights on at the same time. We don't see it because if we have this, we have a lot of accidents for sure. But we were like expecting what happens when you switch on all the lights at the same time. The first step is to know how to work with this technology. I don't know nothing about that. And then I proposed to work with friends of us, a very good friends of us, and they are artists that they are Cabo San Roque, Laia and Rouillet, very famous artists, and they work all the time with objects and hacking these objects to generate unexpected situations, no? So I proposed to Maria and to June Festival, and they said, okay, if you can convince them, because they are like super busy. And I phoned them, I explained them this idea of using the traffic lights, and they were like, for sure, we want to do that. It's like amazing. And we began looking for traffic lights because of course we don't know how to get it. You can get traffic lights in Amazon. This is amazing, but you can get it. The thing is that finally we found it here in Barcelona, the people who make the Barcelona traffic lights. So for us, it was like, let's use what we have here, no? And this is the space. This is a work of this is a commission of June Barcelona with Simon. Simon is this brand that is working with switchers, and it has been a pleasure working with them because they have been like the producers, and they have been super generous with us, and they bring us the space for making this project that is Nave Simon, that is in Poblenou. And Nave Simon has this structure of beams, and we decided to use this structure as we usually do. What we have in the place, we use it, no? And we decided to use these lines to put the traffic lights, and the installation actually was really easy. It was like 49 traffic lights, and I don't remember, 10 fog machines, and a curtain, no, closing the space. Only this, but for sure it was really, really complex to program all the traffic lights. Cabo San Roque was like working really hard because we made the music and we made the composition of the lights. Here you can see a section of the place with 7 traffic lights per beam. and we were like working with a 3D model, like trying to explore the dispositions of the traffic lights and how to work with the perspective as we usually do. And we decided finally to put all like in a regular grid, no? Separated 2.5 meters. You can see here the first traffic lights arriving to Banyolas, that is where Cabo San Roque has their studio. And making the first, it was like we, what happened? We switched on only one, and we had this light, and we said like, okay, this is a really good idea, no? It's like, this is magic, no? This is the light that a traffic light brings, no? So we made a kind of test there with the half of the traffic lights. You can see here all the crazy technology we used, and it was really crazy. I don't know how to do that. This is all a work of Cabo San Roque programming, and this was really amazing to see them working on night, like making this, no, switch on, switch off. And we recorded cars like passing and making noises of cars, like motors, and all the music is made with all these sounds we recorded. These are the traffic lights traveling to Barcelona, and this is the place, no? And hanging all the traffic lights. And here are some pictures of Jose Evia of the installation during the day and in the night, with some light, natural light, but in the night it was like completely dark, like this, no? It was a discover, really nice discover, to look the installation from the bottom of the traffic lights. Here we are with Laia and Rouillet, fascinated with the result, because it was like a surprise for everybody, for us too, and it worked like a programmation. I'm going to show you a trailer because the piece is like 10 minutes, and I think it's not, we are like too late. But it was like changing completely the space, no? It's like magic. And I am going to finish with this. It sounds.
Loops, 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 loops.
Thank you. That's all, I think. Thank you. We are super tired, no?
Okay. So, well, first of all, thanks a lot. That was a lot of information, actually. Well, most of these things are really, really interesting. But it's not me who wants to talk, it's you. And I hope you have some questions or doubts or, I don't know, or you want to know more secrets or anything. Jacob.
Hello. Thank
Hello.
you for the talk. So you showed us some pictures of Eames House and your progress. So what is your ultimate goal with those drawings? I mean, maybe you mentioned that, but you're drawing them to understand the space better, or to better?
Yeah.
To understand the space better, or to design something with them. I mean, what's the
Yeah, it's
end goal?
it began like a kind of thesis or something like that, to try to explain without words, because I'm not a good writer, but a very good drawer. To try to explain this thesis of the how the user can change an architecture with his life, no? And I decided to begin to draw this space as a kind of test of this thesis, no? And it suddenly transformed into an obsession, more or less. And it was like I couldn't stop doing. And actually, I have a lot of drawings of my houses. When I lived here in Barcelona for 10 years, I have drawings of my house in the same way, in axonometric view, with all the objects that was appearing. I have not here, but you can check it in internet. And I'm drawing my house in Madrid in the same way now. So it's a kind of statement, no? Like, and I would like to visit my clients' homes and to and have the time to draw how evolved the house from the moment I left the project to her or to him, and they meet each other, no? And they start this private relationship between inhabitant and space, and it becomes to a kind of transformation process, no? But it's a it's not a commission. It's an investigation project. I hope it will be a book sometime, or but I don't know. It's not the objective.
I wanted to ask, why did you choose, or what is the reason why you're doing your drawings in axonometry?
I don't know exactly why. I think it's because the axonometric way, it's like the most similar point of view of a model or something like that. You have the real dimensions, and what I know is that they are not renders. So you have to make an effort to imagine how the space is, and you have to make an effort to imagine you inside of the space, and it is, for the clients, it is super sane and super, it's like erotic, no? It's not pornographic. You know what I mean? When you make renders, it's like, when you see a render, it's like watching porno, more or less. It's like what you see, it's what it is. They are not too much fantasy. Uh, it's like a kind of erotic way of showing the space, and you can imagine what it will be, no? And the client can have this illusion, no, and this image, no, that he creates to himself.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Nice statement on your head. I noticed on your cap there is a statement. Talking about statement, can you tell what's your point? Like, it's really
With
represent you? Yeah. I'm curious. Yeah.
Okay. This is actually a statement of Isa Jensken. I don't know if you know her. It's an artist, a German artist. Well, it's a kind of Bauhaus is like the beginning of all, no? Of the color, the use of color, the use of geometry. It's like I love Bauhaus, but let's do exactly. It's a present for a very close friends that saw that cup in Berlin, and they said like, "This is a cup for Javi." They bring me. What else? I hope you enjoyed the talk. These are I decided to all the time to make these kind of talks that are a little bit longer, maybe, but that are not a kind of project, another project, because the talks I loved, that I have seen a lot, and I recommend you to go to listen everybody always, because you cannot know much of the things you are going to listen in a talk in books or in internet, and the talks I love, that all of that talks I have seen are the talks that where somebody explained me not the projects but the way they make the projects, no? So, for example, I have super big deceptions. Like, for example, when I traveled to listen to Kazuyo Sejima, and suddenly Kazuyo Sejima explained the projects like if I was looking a monography of El Croquis, no? This project, you enter here, you have here no? And it was like, what a pity, no? I wanted to listen about what she's thinking about when she starts a project, or what are her references, or so I have tried to explain you some things that you cannot see in the internet, no, or in Pinterest. Cool.
Since I was doing color with them, you mentioned that you chose the colors of your projects based on the personalities of your clients.
Yeah.
Can you explain how you transform a personality into a certain color?
Well, good question. No, it's not a scientific process, for sure. But what I mean is that, for example, in Casanube, the colors were decided by the client with us. So we are not imposing this should be, your bedroom should be green, no? But we have a lot of conversations with them about the color and which color is reflecting her personality, for example, with Elia, no? And Elia was talking about all the time about green and blue, and no. So with this information and with these conversations, we make always a kind of palette of colors, and then we make combinations of these colors, no? And we work with them all the time, like kind of we are like guiding them in the world of color. They are always afraid with color, and they are always like, white? Why not white? But they understand easily that white is another color. We have a lot of colors. Why white? No? It's a kind of convention, no? That the wall must be white, and they say all the time, I am going to be tired about a pink wall soon, no? And I say, like, I don't know why, no? You are not tired about white. Why, no? Maybe you are tired about white sooner, no? I don't know. It's not easy, but we were talking before the talk that we are lucky because people that comes to the studio know our work. So we have not too much clients, but the clients that arrive at the office are like convinced first before talking with me. So
yes. You showed us a lot of examples that explains how you work or where you look for sources, let's say, that over time apparently is something that is more steady in what you're doing. And there's always this aspect of illusion, and you yourself said that, no? It's kind of a little bit fantastic criteria to all of that, which I think is necessary to keep it so fresh, as I would say, no? To really not fall into repetitions or any kind of thing. So every project seems very much started from scratch, no, from zero, and you always try to find something new. And I think that presentation showed that so well. For me, each one was, well, I know your work, but some things I missed. So it was very, very interesting, especially also the last one of the festival. There is also this surprising factor that you might have meanwhile you're doing the projects. I mean, when we as designers do a project, we have our plans, you know, then you draw as long as necessary to get to the results, then you furnish this, then you know, but in your case, there might be this moment of surprise, because this is hard to foresee what is the outcome, at least in the installations that you do. Maybe in interior design it's a little bit easier, but still working with color, you do have to do tests, or a lot of tests, because you don't know the light when it rains, the light when, you know, in summer. So every color changes so much. And is that what you want? So you cannot build for a whole year to know exactly what happened. So I also like that, and I think that that is part of the essence of your work, no? That everything is new, everything is different, and yeah, I can only congratulate you on this, because we can learn a lot from that. And now that they're in the development of the project. I haven't seen much color yet, but I think there will be some. Because I personally do love color. I have color in my home too. And I can only say that when you change from white to color, all the objects that you have appear completely different.
Yeah.
And you can see them better. Not in white. And the funny thing is that in museums, you mostly have white as background to not see anything but the work. But when you do this in your own home, it's not the same because it's not an exhibition. You know, you're surrounded with objects that just appear, like you do this kind of exercise with the Eames House. No? So, and I found out that it's amazing how things change.
Yeah.
To have a different background with a certain color. No? This is really amazing. So.
Yeah, for us, I try to explain in the office all the time that in order not to put pressure in our process, everyday process, that we are not like have to surprise all the time. It's like this must be the result of something we do, no? But the objective is not to surprise. The objective is to create a new experience for somebody, no? Or a new retail experience, or a new home experience, or whatever. No? But if you are thinking about surprising only, you will have kind of artificial result, probably, no? Or you are a genius, and then but we are not a genius. So I don't know if you know what I mean. The objective for us is to explore the boundaries of living and how the interior space can change the everyday life of somebody, no? And we try to create these projects or these tricks to generate these different experiences. One example for me, really good example, is our work with the Munich brand, with the shoe brand Munich, that we have been doing. Actually, they were my first client, more or less, and we have been doing. We have created a special identity of the brand with all the stores different, no? With I don't know, 30 different stores, and you can recognize the brand in all these different stores with different colors and with different kind of projects, different materials. We have not repeated a project with them, no? And they understood very, very well that the identity of a brand is not made by the repetition, or it could be, but it is not necessary to repeat that. I don't know, Prada is red, and no, Kool has explained very well that the identity of Prada is not the red, is the culture of the brand, no, the use of the brand as a culture platform, for example, no. This is a way of making a brand identity. With Munich, we decided to work with different kind of spaces, repeating like things of the brand. Like, for example, the diagonal, no, of the logo. They have an X in the logo, no. The repeating the use of color without any prejudice, no. Like red, okay, then blue, okay, then blue and red and white. I don't know, like exploring as the way they do with their shoes, no. All of these kind of tricks and strategies. Finally, 14 years ago, has defined a brand identity, no. But it wasn't like the idea of we are opening a new shop in, I don't know, Valencia, and what we can do to surprise people. No, this is not the way. The way is like what we can do working with the brand and the spatial strategies we are working on all these years. No, like in a different way. No, it's like this is maybe the and you have said no, all the project starting from zero, and this is we are like an I+D, I+D all the time, and it's like the resources are like more complex, and the work is like much harder, no, because you are all the time like beginning, no? Like rethinking a house, a shop, an exhibition, I don't know. And it's funnier, I think, than repeating all the time.
Now that you mentioned this, there is a talk about Paula Scher from Pentagram, that she makes a very good differentiation between solemnity and seriosity. Okay. She says that good design is serious but not solemn. Okay. And she says she actually makes her career as a staircase. She says that every time she gets like a new challenge, that's a serious project because she has never found it before, and for her seriosity involves playing and game. And then she says, like, with seriosity she goes one step up, but then she gets famous with that. Imagine that she gets the assignment of designing the cover of a magazine. She makes it of a band, imagine. And she makes a super cool vinyl, and then all the bands will come and ask her for vinyls. Then the line is solemnity, it's horizontal. And then somebody comes and asks her for like graphic design in a hospital, seriosity. And I think that's what you are saying. If you would repeat every time the same, you would achieve solemnity, but it wouldn't be serious. Yeah.
Because of that, the client is like the key. Because we have been making shoe stores a lot of years, and it was like I was like feeling like people note or think that you cannot make a bakery, for example, no? And it's the same. It's exactly the same. We work with all the typologies in the same way. Houses, exhibitions, the same way, exactly the same way. And when somebody arrives and tell you you are going to make a store for, I don't know, selling books, you suddenly says like, I have been making shoe stores, but somebody understand what we are doing, no? And I agree with this.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Come on. Where is the VR? No, I have a question. Where is the VR?
Would you, do you have some of the artists or architects that are currently working and that you would also recommend us to go to their speeches, but like that are similar to your style, or that you like respect, and we can also look them up because we will look you up anyways.
There are a lot.
Like more.
A lot. There are a lot.
Well, top 3.
I don't know. A lot of friends of me. I don't know. It's a kind of. I don't like the list, but you can. There are a lot. Mayo, you know Mayo? Maria Charneco is a teacher from here, from Elisava. Maria Charneco, and I don't know if she's the director of the interior, yeah. And she has an studio that is called Mayo, and they has really, really nice talks talking about their projects. And I am currently working with friends of Madrid, actually, that are called BURR, BURR. We are making a huge project in the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium of the Real Madrid, and they they have super nice explanations of their projects. Not in my style. This is the nice thing, I think. No, so, I mean, they explain their projects in another way, but they don't talk about the project. They talk about how they do it. No, and that is really interesting. No, I don't know, but you can check in internet like great talks of designer and architects, and you have a lot in YouTube. YouTube is plenty of. My on board, maybe, yeah. And, I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
But not only talks, no? I mean, you have to be guys like super curious, yeah. You have to go to all the exhibitions. Have you been in the exhibition of Chris Ware in CCCB? Chris Ware is one of the most amazing drawers, and you have to be like all the time in the museums, watching cinema, listen music, reading. I don't know if you read or not. This is a kind of studying projects. You know what I mean when I recommend you not to look in Pinterest. The projects when you make a project, no, you go directly to Pinterest. I do that, but not looking for an inspiration or something like that, because this is the end, no? When you open Pinterest, you put like shoe store, and appears like a lot of shoe stores, super cool and super trendy, and that's the end, no? And you see, and you say always more or less like this and like this, and this is not the way, no? The way is like how did they do that, no? And explore what was the reference of this project, for example, no? Or I always talk about Patricia Urquiola, for example, no? When I was not too much interested in her work, and suddenly I tried to explore a little bit about her work and to understand why she's doing what she does. Sorry, and suddenly I discovered that she was working with Achille Castiglioni, and Achille Castiglioni is like for me is God in design, no? And suddenly I understood some things of the work of Patricia Urquiola, and I looked with different eyes all she does, no? So this research, little research, it doesn't mean that you have to be 2 years studying somebody work or something like that, no? It's easier, no? It's to be curious a little bit and try to understand why Burulek brothers do what they do. Chris Ware exhibition is crazy. I copy his drawings all the time. He's like an illustrator, but he's like an artist drawing axonometrics it's amazing. It's crazy. Yeah. Y Cabo San Roque, that are my partners in crime, are in Santa Monica right now with a super nice exhibition about sports. It's really good, yeah. Imagine if you are in a little village of La Mancha, like me when I was young, no? I haven't the opportunity to visit museums and cinema, no? So you have to do that. It's the essence of everyday life. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Wow. Es que hablar inglés es como...
No sé si aún graba.
You're welcome.
So you recommend us to spend 10 years in Africa with but actually
Maybe.
it's a great reference because no one talks about them.
I love this story, yeah.
I found them like very randomly. Picture of NLA with yeah, an
This was.
It's an attitude, no? It's an attitude.
Thank you. Beautiful class.
Inspired me for more things.